This is life-changing. This is global. To have teens grow and learn and experience, that is impact. What the Y is doing is impactful.
Hi, I'm Sydney Fletcher.
Hi, I'm MJ Tassin. Come with us on our global teens trip to Peru.
When I first heard I was going to Peru, I was nervous. This is my first time out of the country. And I was just like, ooh, I'm excited, but like, what do I expect? I'm getting away. Like, this is my time to shine. I'm gonna be in Peru, see new experiences, meet new people. I was really excited.
I've never been out the country, never been on a plane. I've never really been out the state. I wanted to experience just a new environment. So we get to the airport and I'm nervous because I don't know how a plane ride is. The main thing was the lift off. We lifted off and I like cocked back and I was like, whoa, hold on, this is different. Then he started speeding up, I'm like, whoa. Then we started hitting Mach 50, bro. Be like Mach 50. My stomach dropped because it started going up. Bro, it was crazy. It wasn't bad. The cookies were good. The biscuits were good.
Our young people in our Global Teens program gain a deeper understanding of the world and their place in it. They're asking bigger and broader questions about why. Why does this happen this way? Why does this happen in the United States? Why does this happen in another country? And they're able to take that knowledge, bring it back, share it with their local community, share it with their friends, and they're able to grow from that.
Picture a big mountain, but as you're going up the mountain, it's a lot of different, I wouldn't even call them houses, maybe shacks, which sounds bad, but it's reality. It was a lot to take in. You just saw a lot of people struggling. Like, as soon as you crossed that line, it was just like, wow.
Looking around, there was like shacks, there was empty buildings. Some looked like they were abandoned, windows weren't there. Just mountains and there's houses on it, and they were clustered together. And I couldn't imagine really living in that area. Like, growing up in the suburbs, I've grown up in Delaware. That's just I've never been anything around that.
I was expecting poverty, but to physically see it, this is bad. Like, how do I help? I just wanted to help. I just felt like people shouldn't live like this. If it rains, I don't have a shelter over my head. It shouldn't be like that. It was a struggle to see.
We were going to Independencia. We started talking to the people that were there. They were very appreciative of us. Like, they started thanking us before we even started doing anything.
Yes, it was a very big community area, and the community area didn't even have a roof. Like, half of the place didn't even have a roof, and that is like their community center. I can't even imagine. And they would give anything for us. They cooked us a fantastic meal that they didn't have to do for 30 people. I mean, I can't imagine how much that took from them.
We split into two groups. People were painting downstairs. My group was upstairs, and it was a big pile of dirt.
There you go.
Yeah, get dirt. And we had to move this dirt so they could get to the pipes. I'm an athlete, but I was out of breath. The teens that I was with, you could tell we all got closer as a group. It was a lot of passion into what we were doing, and you could feel that.
I carried bags of mulch up 2 flights of stairs. I'm not gonna lie, my back was hurting bad after that. At the site, if you can see in the background, We put the mulch on the right side of the room, and the left side of the room, it was rubble, boulders. So we put it in the wheelbarrow, we pushed the wheelbarrow up and dumped it in there. It was actually fun. That's when I started connecting with the people that were around me. All the people that I was there originally with, I started building relationships with them because we were just bonding off what we were doing. And Miss Page as well, I built a good relationship with Miss Page.
Whenever we were digging up everything for the home to make it more useful to them, a lot of the kids were getting tired. Their bodies were fatiguing, obviously, because you're carrying dirt for hours and hours. So we got to make it more enjoyable for them and made a whole saying to push a wheelbarrow up a small hill. Like, it made it more fun. So that was a great point of growing too, to kind of flip the perspective on the kids too.
When we were done, I felt just accomplished, because that was tough, I'm not gonna lie. I felt like I really helped out a good community. Usually I'm doing hard work for a sport or working out. For this, I did this completely for other people, helping them fix their building, get the pipes right. It just felt like I was really a part of something.
I was just really proud. Like, I was really proud of not only myself, but everybody as a group. It felt good that we worked as a team. They started crying and people got emotional.
The kids could have took the trip and been on their phones, but they took that hard and really thrived off of it. They wanted to do it. It wasn't like you had to do this, as we got to do this. So I think once they flipped that switch, which was very, very early on, it made the trip so much more enjoyable and overwhelming with joy to see that they wanted to make that perspective switch.
We all were assigned to bring like coloring pencils, crayons, notebooks, stuff like that, like school supplies. And each student received a book bag with that supplies in it.
Before we gave all the school supplies to the kids in need, we all had a circle with the chaperones and the kids, and everyone just said what they were grateful for. And I feel like the Y brings so much sense of belonging, regardless of who you are as a person. So belonging is definitely my word throughout the whole trip.
We're having a good time with the kids. I'm actually forming bonds with the kids.
And I thought it was really beautiful. We all lined up and they lined up across from us and we handed them the bag. It was one little girl that I was able to give a bag to. She was really amazing. She gave me like several hugs that whole day, and I was just like, oh, I want to take you back home with me. Like, you're about to become my little sister.
That's when I really teared up, and I just took a step back because their essentials are extremely different than ours. So to see that we can give our essentials to them and that mean a lot more was the most impactful.
We went back into the building to start fully painting.
I painted games for them. I painted Twister for them. I put hands and feet down.
All we did was paint playground hopscotch and Twister, and they were so excited.
The kids have like, I think 2 or 3 classrooms, but there's multiple grades that are taught in these classrooms. I'm comparing to how the US is and how Peru is. I take it for granted. Like, I complain about school a lot.
How do they do that? Like, how do they make sure everybody's getting the education that they need? These kids are amazing and they should have more, but they don't. They don't have the supplies that they need.
It was great to know that I can make a difference and an impact on these kids' lives. It made me just feel better and grateful as a person.
It's important for them to know how others in the world are dealing with life. And I think it's important for them to know how blessed and fortunate they are. We have the privilege and opportunity to, get up in the morning and put our shoes on, go to a school, get this education that many students don't have the opportunity to get. And so for them to be able to give back, I think what that does is instill a sense of pride and a gratitude in our young folks. And that doesn't just go away. I know once they leave a Global Teens trip that mindset of giving will stick with them forever.
If they could have done more, they would have done more, because they wanted to see the change. And then for the kiddos to be able to see the impact that we were having, we have to do more. We have to show up more, because we're all here on this earth. And I believe that we have to work together more, pull each other up more. It's not just about me. It's about community. It's about building something that is better. How can you contribute to this life?
I was really tired, really, really tired. Felt like a school morning. Felt like I didn't want to get up. I wanted to stay in bed. But then I realized, wait, I'm in Peru. I have to go. I have to see what's out there.
Mr. Jesus was talking about the factory. I was like, okay, I'm not sure how good this is gonna be. It was a factory and it was a farm. I've never really been to a farm, so I don't know what I was expecting.
When I stepped off and really was able to walk around, I was like, oh, this is like really cool. Cause like when you're in America, in the US, you don't think about where's my orange or where's my mandarin coming from. But then really being able to see like the work that family put into like providing for us, the passion that they have, it was really cool to see the process.
When you buy mandarins, do you find them like this?
No.
No way.
Got to see how the oranges are cleaned, how they're dried and all that, and they put wax on them. I never knew they put wax on the oranges. Like I really never knew that. It makes them look good, but the taste is literally not different. Like they literally only make the orange look good for the clients, which is the US.
As an American, like why do we need to have that mindset that, oh, it has to be perfect? Like you have to think about this is being grown from the ground by people for hours, so it looks good for us.
Personally, I'm not an orange and mandarin guy. I don't really eat oranges, I don't really like them. But when I tell you, I picked off the orange.
Off the actual plant and peel it and take a bite, and it was actually might have been the best orange/mandarin I ever had in my life.
I'm an orange and mandarin girly, so it's like, that was really good. It was really juicy.
Them oranges right there, them mandarins, Trader Joe's ain't got nothing. Nothing on them Peruvian oranges and mandarins. Yes, baby.
Because the oranges we have at like Walmart or Target or Acme, bro, those are like dried out oranges. It's completely different.
Knowing that going into a grocery store now and seeing that and like visualizing that process from what I experienced, it's like I have a better appreciation for it.
The trip was so jam-packed with so many experiences. All I can hear in my head is, Jesus, hurry up, let's go. You know, he made sure that we were on time because listen, we had some major travel.
Getting to Cusco, everybody was telling me that you're gonna start feeling sick because of the elevation that we were at. You have to drink water, you have to put these drops in your water, even have these little candies. And I was like, no biggie, I'm a G, I don't need all that. Got off the plane and I sure did not feel it. You just it felt heavy in my lungs. I was like, I can't breathe.
We're going from here to here. It's a lot. It's a very drastic change. So I'm preparing, I'm drinking water. I get off the plane and the headache is already hitting me. Some people were really sick, some people were nauseous, some people could barely get off the plane.
Drink water before you go to Cusco, guys.
So we get on the bus. We arrive at the tourism department in Cusco. And we get off and they greet us. We sit down in this gym room. They're talking to us. They thank us about why we're here and what our mission is. Then out of nowhere, the music starts playing. Dancers come in and there's this woman with a mask on. She jump scares me, I'm not gonna lie. She scares me and then she walks around and people are just lining up coming around her and they just start doing these crazy dances. Like it's like dances you see on YouTube, like you don't really see in person.
It was a really beautiful dance, but I was just like, oh my, like the mask, kind of scary a little bit, but it was really unique and really cool to see all the colors that are in their culture and the dances and the story that the dance told. It was really beautiful. It was really amazing to witness that firsthand.
And they're doing these cool dances to this nice music that was playing in the background. I'm not gonna lie, I was vibing to it. And it was nice. The vibes were nice. I took pictures with them and they were cool. Okay, so we go to the sacred valley of the Incas. I'm looking at the terrain, the architecture. There's these large, like, steps. It was steps that the Incas built years ago. And you think like, these were with their hands. We have construction and we have the technology that we have to do all this stuff for us. They did this with their hands, and it's just crazy to think, how could they have done this back in those years when we have this technology now?
Me personally, I would need a truck and some heavy lifting material to be able to move all that stuff, but they didn't have that, and they didn't have the technology that we have now. It's incredible to see that they even were able to get to the top.
Some of the rocks that they engraved in, like they could tell what time of year it was by the shadows that were in the wall. It's just crazy to think about. It was great. I saw like different animals like alpacas, llamas walking around.
I really like alpacas. Now that I've seen them in person, they're really cute.
It was a great experience. It was beautiful. The architecture was great. And we were pretty high up too.
So all of the kids thought it was a good idea to hike this mountain.
We had to take it step by step. Let's just say that. We didn't really stick with the pack because we knew we had to go at our own pace, but we actually made it to the top. It was really pretty seeing the scenery and like just seeing like the landscape from the top. I've never been at that high altitude and just seeing like, I see everything, like I see everybody. It's so pretty up here. Like I would definitely go back up there.
We get to Pachamama. It felt like I was in like some Zen place. We finally got to the middle of the place. So everybody sat down in a big circle and we started doing this little ritual.
Welcome to this beautiful ceremony.
So in Peru, they like to think like the mountain, it was just nice. I felt like I was really in touch with the earth at this time.
Añay Apu Calvario.
Añay Apu Calvario.
Y de mi de thank you mountain.
I don't really meditate like that. I pray, but that meditation was great. My grandma, before we went to Machu Picchu, she said the train ride was most likely gonna be very shaky and bumpy, but to be honest with you, it wasn't bad. The scenery, it was beautiful. And now it really hit in. Like I knew, like from the start of the trip, I knew I was gonna go to Machu Picchu. But now that I'm finally getting on this train and realizing I'm really about to experience one of the 7 wonders of the world that not a lot of people will ever experience in their life.
This is the 7 wonders of the world, like one off my checklist, 1 down, 6 more to go.
Looking up, I'm like, oh my gosh, we're really about to climb this.
Hola, YMCA.
And we're in the mountains, we're in the clouds at this point. I'm an athlete, and it was hard when I was going up these steps.
It was really foggy, like so foggy that I couldn't even see. But we ended up getting onto the path. I was a little nervous because the path was like really slim. So I was a little nervous. I'm a little clumsy, so I was a little nervous, but when we got to the top, it was really pretty. I took a lot of pictures.
We got up to the top of Machu Picchu, and there was fog at first, but it did clear out a little bit. The sun was coming through. Pictures also can't describe what I saw. Like, it was just one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen, probably the most beautiful place I've ever been.
I've never seen anything close to this. Even if I go to the top of the mountain in the US, like this will not feel like being at Machu Picchu. I felt special. Like I was like, not many people get to do this, but Sydney Rain Fletcher is here today seeing one of the 7 wonders of the world. And I was like, Mom and Dad, like you didn't get to do this, but I got to do this. This is really cool.
I just felt so fortunate to be able to experience this. And if you ever do go to Machu Picchu, just know you're in for a ride. Like this, it was beautiful. It was great.
When you see a child speaking to a student in Peru or standing at the top of Machu Picchu, that they will remember that moment for the rest of their lives. Could this be the moment that changed their lives, where they go on and they impact the world in a profound way?
To them, it was extremely eye-opening because they know that all the essentials are given to us, and then they really got to understand in a different country, water isn't freely given. Flushing toilet paper down the toilet is not a normal thing down there. You always have to throw it in a trash can just because their plumbing system isn't like ours is. So I think once they really realized that the essentials were very scarce and that we had the essentials in the US, I think it really opened their eyes.
It can be the same, and then it can be very different. Like it can be a lot of poverty that I haven't seen to a point, but then it can also be a lot of poverty where it's like, oh, I know what kind of poverty that is. Like I've seen that in my own neighborhood. It's eye-opening because it's like we're going through the same things kind of, but just in a totally different country. Like you still have to see some of the stuff that I have to see walking down the street, just somewhere totally different.
We got to the YMCA and it was big. It's bigger than a lot of the Ys I've been to here. It's bigger than the Y that I usually go to. I go to the Bear Y, but this Y is very large. I walk in and there's kids dancing, there's people dancing, and it's like the energy is really nice. The energy is really nice. I'm liking how it is. And then we go upstairs and we go to the teen room, and that's when we meet the teenagers.
I got to talk to teenagers that go to this Y. It was so cool to be able to learn about how their culture is different, how they live. Like I learned that their schools are different. They have primary school and secondary school. Then they have university. They don't call it college. Then I learned that they don't even get their license until 18, but they can still drive with a parent without a license when they're 16. It's crazy.
I'm just nervous meeting new people anyway, but I was nervous because I was like, oh my gosh, how am I gonna talk? We tried our best to understand as best as we could, and they tried their best. They're getting taught English a little bit, and like we're getting taught Spanish, but they're getting fluently taught, and like it's easier for them to translate.
2 of the the 3 kids that we were talking to, they spoke pretty much fluent English. Like obviously there was an accent and there was stuff they couldn't say and couldn't understand, but I could have a full-blown conversation with them and they could understand what I was saying, I could understand what they were saying. It's different compared to the US because when we're in the US, I'm learning Spanish now. They're learning English on a mass level. Like they're learning fast and they're good at it.
When talking to the teens, a lot of the teens said, what's your family role? A lot of our teens were like playing around the house, getting into sports. And a lot of their teens said, I'm the family cook. I have to cook every meal for my family. I have to drive my family. And that's nowhere near our teens' minds. So I think once they really realized that the essentials aren't given like it is in the States, I think they really took a step back. That really opened their eyes, and more communicating with the Peru teens, I think was super beneficial for them.
We drove out and we got to this like stadium place. I was like, oh my gosh, hold on, is this soccer? And then kids with jerseys started coming out. I was like, all right, so I see what we're doing here. We walk in the field, they don't really speak English like that, but they're saying, oh, we're gonna play. So I was like, okay, bet.
1, 2, 3.
They gonna smoke y'all.
And yeah, we started the game up, and it was probably one of the most fun I've had on that trip. I'm not gonna lie, we lost. They were nice at soccer, but it was fun regardless. Like I didn't know them, but the sport brought us together. And saying that I was able to play soccer, the sport that I enjoy, play in a different country that's more popular in, it's amazing. And getting to play with those people that come from a different background, different, like they don't even know who I am, but they don't care. We're just here to play the sport and have fun.
How was lunch?
It was good.
Peruvian food is really good. I definitely recommend getting that chicken. Like it was really good. Very different. The sauce, really good.
They put the chicken on my table. I'm like, oh my goodness, it looks like just beauty. I take a bite out of it, it's just juicy, just the tastes are just amazing. Like, it's one of the best chicken I've ever had. It was green chicken and rice. I was like, whoa, I'd never seen this before. I'm not gonna lie. It didn't look very appetizing, I'm gonna be honest. When I ate it, it was actually amazing.
Went to Village Chicken, I had chicken, and I had fries.
This feels like it's natural chicken that they put their heart and soul into cooking this chicken. I had chicken with rice again. Their chicken and rice is top tier. I think it might be the best chicken and rice I've ever had in my life. I also had chicken again, but the chicken is great, so I'm not even mad about it.
The chicken fried rice, I forgot what they call it, but it was so good. They had the eggs in it.
When we had it, I didn't think it was gonna be good, but it was great as well. It was chicken. It was great as well. It was really good. Obviously, chicken is Peru's best food out, I'm assuming, because all the chicken I had there was the best chicken I ever had.
We were at dinner. I wasn't expecting the governor to show up. I was focused on how good the chicken was. We were all sitting down at a long table, and the next thing you know, Jesus comes with the governor of Delaware. At first, I didn't know exactly who he was until he was introduced. I didn't know who he was. And what's his name, Matt Meyer?
Yeah, all of a sudden, I look back and Mr. Jesus is here with the governor, Matt Meyer. I'm like, whoa, why is he here? I felt like a setup. Like I was like, okay, he has to be here because we're here. But no, he was here on a different mission. That is crazy. We managed to be here at the same time as the governor of Delaware. It was cool. Like it was just crazy to meet the governor in Peru. This is the last place I'd expect to meet him. He was thankful for us to be able to come together as a Y, multiple YMCAs to come together and come and support people that were in need in Peru. He saw us off, he was like, I hope you have a good journey, and yeah, it was great.
Hola a todos, saludos desde YMCA Perú.
Aunque no nos encontramos ahí, queríamos mandarles un saludo muy especial en esta celebración.
Pero desde Inca, Perú, estamos celebrando con el espíritu.
Global Teams ha creado conexiones inolvidables, amistades y recuerdos que siempre llevaremos entre YMCA of Delaware e Inca, Perú.
Y ahora estamos como que muy ansiosos de poder recibir a un nuevo grupo de Inca of Delaware para transmitir toda la cultura y el cariño que lo dimos en su momento con ustedes.
Gracias por seguir creyendo en el intercambio internacional y en el liderazgo juvenil.
See you soon!
I really do think all the teens and chaperones were grateful for the opportunity. And I remember hearing all the kids in the airport saying like, I'm gonna apply for next year. Like, I'm gonna tell my friends so we can all apply to go to the next country. So hoping they all try to come back.
The teens, they don't come back the same. I saw it in my own kids. To see how the Y is impacting worldwide, I felt every child I wish could have the opportunity to experience. And boy, would our world look a lot different. I need the Y to continue this because it's so amazing.
The one thing that stands out to me is how fortunate as an American citizen I am to experience this. Both as in going out of the country and as seeing what people in Peru go through. I know now that I take for granted what I have. I have school that I complain about. I have a house that I live in. I have great food. Obviously Peru has great food too, the chicken. But I have great food that I can eat. Electricity, pipes and stuff. When we had to clean to get the pipes and help them out, I already had that. I don't have to worry about that. Now, as I've grown as a person, I'm thankful, I'm more thankful, I'm more appreciative of what I have, being able to experience this trip for the first time, going out the country ever, and it was just great.
I really wish there were words to give to our donors, and they just don't. I hope they realize the impact that they have in our teens and our chaperones, that we were able to experience it firsthand. I mean, thank you. I hope you guys can really see what impact you are really giving to people all across the world.
I thank you greatly for donating, and if you are thinking about donating, do it. My perspective on life has changed now. Donations like that you put into the Y, they're very important. They help out a lot. They're helping more than you could ever know.
I have seen firsthand how your donations is impacting the teens, impacting communities, impacting generations. So your funds, we thank you. We need you.
We need people to give and pour into this program financially. Many of these students would not have had the opportunity to be able to go on this trip. The donations that we receive are an investment into the future of our students, but also the future of our communities, and that's our future globally. We are creating young people who will one day sit in positions where they will make decisions for others. We need your support because we have to continue to do this.
I can't just disregard what's going on now. Like I want to help now. Now that I've helped already in Peru, I feel like I need to help more. I feel like there's more stuff that needs to be done that people are just disregarding because they're not there. Like, oh, it's another country, it doesn't matter. No, it matters now because I've been there and I see what they go through, and I've talked to these people. I can't see it for what I used to see it as before.
Having that perspective of seeing Peru, I'm more grateful than I was before. I think I'm more of a go-getter now, knowing like there's a world outside of the US, outside of Delaware, outside of Wilmington. I want to see that. How can I get to this point to where I can see outside of the US, but also help people outside the US?
Our teens return with an increased level of self-awareness, gratitude, empathy, a renewed appreciation for their own lives and how they show up into their communities as well. Global Teens empowers young people to dream bigger, to think louder, and lead with purpose at home and abroad. And we are so grateful to be able to continue providing this experience for young Delawareans.
Thanks for coming with us to Peru.
Thank you for coming with us to Peru. See you next time.
Trabajo en la mañana, que se del trabajo. Huepa, mamacita, huepa. Huepa, mamacita, huepa. Huepa, mamacita, huepa. Huepa, mamacita.